I don't have no props, so it's just my face. You gotta listen to me talk. Welcome to my place. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the July update for My Spendless Year. As you might remember, back in May, I said I needed to refresh this project. I needed to get this no buy / low buy back into the groove because I had fallen way off the wagon. I couldn't manage to just drag myself back up onto it. So I took the month off. I took the month of June off of my no buy. I just kind of lived frivolously, I guess, and had takeaway coffee every day of the week. However, that was it really. I didn't jump into some buying makeup crazy adventure, which I kind of thought I might have. I kind of stayed quite a far away from that. And if you watch my June Dust Collectors Get Ready With Me, which I'll have linked up above, you know that I did go through a bit of decluttering, and that is really just the start of my decluttering journey. And I think that that does kind of waylay into my Spendless Year and my no buy. And because of that as well, I didn't go on some rampage and just buy all the things. I will say I had major no-buy issues with two items, one being takeaway coffee and one being takeaway or work lunches where I would buy from the cafe or other takeaway locations. They were the main things that I had issues with. In fact, takeaway coffee, I was buying probably 1 to 2 of those a day. And if I actually did the calculations, I will say my coffee is a bit fancy pantsy, and I get a quarter strength latte, medium size, with a shot of caramel and lactose free milk. So in reality, I'm paying all this money for a coffee and I'm only having quarter of a shot of coffee because I don't really love strong coffees. So I'm having a very weak coffee with caramel and lactose free milk, and it is costing me like $6.90 each time. And over a month, if I say that I bought 30 coffees, so 1 a day, and I'm doing it that way because though I wouldn't buy 1 every day, I sometimes would buy 2 in a day. So we'll say we bought 30 coffees. This is how much that cost me. And that is the killer. That's the stuff I want to cut out. But I've realized just saying no takeaway coffee is not sustainable for me, especially considering that my workplace is attached to a cafe. So I have put in some slight alterations to my no buy with hopes that this will help me. So what I'm going to do is I have my low buy rules I introduced at the start of the year here. I'm going to quickly run through all the rules, and as you can see, the pink bits are the changes I've made. So I'm going to run through them all just to reiterate the rule, and if I do have any alterations to that rule, I will go through it and go through why I've made that alteration. Okay. I must move over a little bit this way so that I can put up here what the rules are. So, starting from the top, we have no books, magazines, DVDs or CDs. Exemption was textbooks. I have now finished my uni degree. Yes, yay. We will be celebrating that in September when I attend my graduation ceremony. Fingers crossed that all goes to plan. But I have finished, so I have no need for textbooks. So we are going to cross out that exemption and we are going to leave it. I am on the fence about whether I should include an exemption, say 1 book a month. But part of me thinks those books will be there at the end of the year. And if I really want them, I can borrow them from the library. And if I need them at the end of the year, I can, if I still want them, I can always buy them, put them maybe on my Christmas list and get them then. So I think I'm going to leave it as is now, but note that there could be a possibility in the future I may look at altering it, but right now I don't think it's necessary. So like I said, no books, magazines, DVDs or CDs. Next is no phone apps or in-app purchases, and I have done so well with this year. Last year I was so bad with it. To think how much money I wasted on in-app purchases is insane. This time around I have not. I will play the game, and if I run out of goes, I just leave it for a while until I get more goes. I'm not as obsessive about it as I was becoming, and I do credit that to this no buy. And in fact, I don't even feel the need to buy in-app purchases or buy mobile apps for that matter. So that rule will be staying as is. No stationery, exemption is replacements only. And I'm still going quite well along in that area. I have actually recently had someone declutter to me some pens that they didn't need, which I've put into my collection. It's not part of my no buy because that was a gift, in which I allow gifts, and it hasn't been an issue for me. Next is no makeup and skincare. Exemption is replacement only and things that I've purchased specifically for my YouTube channel. I have so far not purchased anything specifically for my YouTube channel. I did have a little fall off the wagon earlier in the year where I bought some lipsticks, but overall I think I'm doing really well in this matter. I have been staying away from going onto any shops, and I do try to kind of veer clear of the makeup section in the shops that I do go into. I haven't been steering too clear from watching new releases because majority of them don't overly interest me. Next was the no takeaway coffees. Exemption was coffees with friends, and that did work out at first. I would only have a takeaway coffee if I was having them with friends, and I would definitely go and sit in cafes and have lunch and coffee with friends. That wasn't an issue, but I started kind of on that trail, and then it went into me purchasing takeaway coffees first thing in the morning to get into the routine. And even though in my top drawer at work I have like powdered coffee that I could use, I just fell off that bandwagon and was spending big bucks going to the cafe for takeaway coffee. So no takeaway coffees was actually something that was not sustainable for me. So I have put an exemption in it, and my exemption is 1 per week. So I can have 1 per week, and if my cafe that I go to, it has a loyalty card, so if I get to that point that I get enough to get a free coffee, which does happen, that the free coffee won't count as my 1 per week because I'm not paying for it. So in those weeks I can get 2. So that will take 10 weeks, and then the 11th week I could have 2, if that makes sense. But I'm only going to allow 1 takeaway coffee, unless obviously it fits within the exemption, which is takeaway coffee with friends. But if I'm just having it because I want a coffee, that rule will be only 1 per week. I am hoping that this will be more easily for me to maintain, because takeaway coffees, as I've said, has actually been quite a money pit, and I want to save that money rather than spending it on something that overall is not bringing anything extra to my life, especially considering that I can make my own coffee. So I want to get back into that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this 1 per week allowance will assist. The next rule was no on-the-go food, which included work lunches. That has also been an issue for me, so I have incorporated the same rule as the 1 per week. Let us see if that is maintainable. I'm still sticking with no subscriptions, except for the exemption for Netflix, Disney Plus, and the food box, what's it called, Light and Easy. I don't personally pay for those 3 things. They come out of our family budget, but I did put them in my list. Next is no clothes and accessories. I did have an exemption for replacements only and work clothes, but I've also added to that exemption for workout clothes, because currently the clothes I have for exercise, so your athletic wear or whatever it's called. It doesn't fit me properly. I don't particularly enjoy wearing it. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, so I would like to get some proper workout gear to wear. Next is no jewelry, and then no shoes. So I did have an exemption for replacements only and new netball shoes. As you might know, I did purchase new netball shoes a couple months ago. They were a wee bit expensive, but well worth the cost. So therefore, I've already purchased the new netball shoes for this year. I do not need to do so again. Next is no perfume, replacements only. No seasonal decor or no home decor, except for stuff exemption that is related to my house renos. So far we haven't bought any decor as such. More we're purchasing actually lighting, furniture, etc. But at some point I may need to purchase some decor. So when that happens, if it is related to the home renos and fits within the needs of the home renos, then I can purchase them. And the last rule is limited junk food. I don't know if I've been doing well on that or bad on that. It's a bit here nor there, really. And I think the limited junk food was something I added in more for myself in a health way. But really, I'm not spending too much on it, so I'm not too fussed. My can buys still remain mostly the same. I did have on here a new phone / smartwatch. I am yet to purchase that, but if a time comes that I do choose to go down that path, that will be allowed within my list. Same goes for a new coffee machine. Those three things are on our to be purchased list, but at the moment we're putting them off to see how we go, though if I choose to purchase them, that is okay. Then I also have a gym membership, which I currently have a question mark next to. I would like to get into doing that, and maybe if I do purchase new workout wear, I might feel more comfortable getting into gym, but we will wait and see. If I do choose to go down that path though, it is allowed within my no buy. And last but not least, I've actually added a new allowed item onto my list. And that is I'm allowed to buy the new Sims 4 expansions. As you might have seen, I did get the new pack back in February for Valentine's Day. A little bit sneaky there. And we've got a new pack that's recently come out. This one's a decor design one, and there's the new country living one coming out later this month. And after discussing with my husband and whether it would fit within our budget, we've both agreed that, sometimes you have to do things that you enjoy doing just because you enjoy them, and I very much enjoy playing the game. And I feel that not allowing them is unnecessary for my no buy, because that's not something that I become obsessive about purchasing. For example, makeup, there is so much of it within the world that you can continually buy and not have them all. But The Sims, it is a limited amount, and it's just as a new one comes out. If I want to buy it, I don't have to, but if I would like it, I will purchase it. So there are some new kits that have come out as well. There is one I'm interested in, the Dust Busters, but I've heard it's got some bad reviews at the moment. It's got some glitches, so I haven't purchased it. But yes, I have allowed Sims games onto my list, which is definitely a big change and outside of the realms of what a regular no buy / low buy does allow, considering that it is a bit of a frivolous purchase. But I am allowing it. It does fit within my budget. I would not purchase it if I cannot afford it. That is one of the rules, no matter what, even for these exemptions. If I cannot afford it, it cannot be purchased. So that is something that needs to be taken into consideration, but I have decided to put them into my allowed list on my no buy. And to kind of give this whole process a goal, because I think that is something that as the months started to go on, I lost sight of and I lost track of, because there was no goal as such that I was building towards. It was just this, I want to save money for other things. So I kind of lost track of it because it didn't, because there was no set goal, no achievable outcome that I can then pat myself on the back over, that actually means something more than just I'm not allowed to do this. So I have put in a 6-month goal. So by December, out of the money that I get as my, I guess, my weekly spendings, because we do have a budget, as I've said before, that other money goes into, but I get, and this no buy doesn't affect that money as such. It's only really regarding the small, I say it as allowance, but really it's just money that I can spend however I like. It's money I get weekly that is kind of like my spendings. So this is only really affected by my spendings amount, which is approximately $200 a week. So I've decided to put in the goal that by the end of December, I would like to have $1,000 saved from these spendings. So from out of the money that technically I'm allowed to spend on whatever, and if I spend the whole $200, it's fine. It's not going to affect the budget structure that we have in place, but I would like to save an additional $1,000 from that amount. I'm not sure what I would do with that $1,000 at the end of the year when I make it. Will I put it straight into debt, or will I put it onto savings, or will I use it to purchase something big? I'm not sure yet, but I would like to save an additional $1,000. Going forward, what I'm going to kind of use these updates for is I'm going to give you an outline of where I'm up to regarding the savings portion of this no buy, and also if I have broken any of the rules, or if I'm finding any of the rules hard, what I don't purchase. I'm not going to go into details. Originally, at first, I thought I was going to, at the end of the month, actually break down my $200 a week and tell you everything that I purchased, use that money for. But I don't really want to go down that path. I think I more want to kind of show you how much I've managed to save and what little things I have spent on, if it is stuff that is included within my no buy stuff, if that makes sense. So if I choose to use one of the exemptions, so say for example I purchase a new pair of shoes because I've broken my old ones, that is within the exemption rules because replacements are allowed, I would say, hey, yes, I bought these replacements. That is kind of what I want to use it for. But if you have anything specific you want to see within this kind of update, which I will continue to do monthly, hopefully around the first of the month, please let me know down in the comments. If there's anything else you would like to know regarding how I budget, how I save, decluttering, any of that kind of stuff, also let me know down in the comments. But otherwise, that is where we are up to with my no buy year. I don't know what I'm going to do once we hit the end of the year, whether I'm going to continue with this kind of thing or maybe target it a bit more into specific areas or items or things. We will wait and see. Until then, wish me luck with these new changes. So I'm Verity. That was the July update for my no spend year. And now to the outro.